Home vacation.
Bone room vacation?
It's just what I don't know. It's just a note I had.
I don't know what it means. It's just a note.
Coronavirus, Chris, from 168. That just shows you where things.
Yeah, that was when I brought
off.
Corona. That was like when it was first being talked about.
Yeah.
We were ahead of the curve.
Man, I'll tell you, ahead of that bell curve that we were all waiting for. We had it years before.
Chris opens the rift in the void and oozes out. So many great notes.
Oh my God. All right. We got one already. Somebody's watching on Facebook. Hello, Facebook. All right. I guess we'll start the show, huh?
All right. I don't know what else to do.
I never do. I don't.
Oh, wait, no, we can't start the show. I got to get weird news together first
Oh,
before.
okay.
That way everybody doesn't have to sit and wait for that. But yes, to the one person here, we'll put that up there that way. Oh, we got two. We got two live ones, everybody.
I think I probably know who both of these people are. Actually, one of them is definitely Juan. Always Juan.
This is true. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's what we want. That's how you know it's good. Okay.
I love that this is just completely obscuring.
It covers up everything.
Because for the rest of the show, all they're gonna see is me.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we got to give them a little break.
So we got a little bit of Chris there in the comment.
You're looking like a Smurf. Actually, both of you are kind of looking Smurfy.
I'm always
What are you
Smurfy.
talking about looking Smurfy?
I wake up
You're all
covered
blue.
I wake up covered in blue.
Oh, like on the real life thing.
You're
On the
blue,
real thing.
dabba-dee-dabba-da.
Yeah, well, that's because of the
Eiffel 65. Is that what they were called?
Something like that.
yeah, I believe,
Eiffel Tower.
yeah, Eiffel something.
They're a national treasure, is what I'm trying to say.
Eiffel treasure.
Eiffel treasure.
A fool's treasure.
It's Nicolas Cage's third prequel.
Nicolas Cage, like, I've stole all this stuff in America. It's time for me to go to other countries and steal some
Time
shit.
for other people to give me things.
Can someone please do another national treasure movie? Because all he has to do with his time is to make awfully shitty movies. So we just need him to be preoccupied.
Did you see what the hell is it called? Like Willie's Night of Willie's or something?
Oh
like that?
yeah, yes. I forget what it's called.
Or
but
Willie
yes.
World or something.
Yeah,
That's deep.
I didn't see that one actually.
Oh, really?
I only saw the previews for it.
Okay.
That's what I thought you meant. I didn't know it was already out.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. I watched it a couple weeks ago. Actually, it was kind of dumb, but it was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, decent.
Bunch of like possessed robot, like Chuck E. Cheese robots. That's killed, but like I think it was like every year, every few months, like people in the town would get like random strangers and stuff, and then like
Deirdre says we
have
should
them-
make our own national treasure movie.
We are going to now.
That's all we needed. We were just waiting
There
for
you
a
go,
green
yeah.
light.
Start to feel a little. You got something I want it. I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna take what you got. Make it mine. I'm what you gonna do about it. I'm dying. So, yeah, you gonna stop me? Huh? You ever try to stop the woods? Try to stop one of them tree things from Lord of the Rings?
Are you gonna do blackface when you're playing Shaq?
I didn't say I was going to play him.
Oh,
We're
Shaq.
going to hire Shaq.
Oh, get Shaq.
He's available. What are you talking
say,
about? He's
you could-
always available.
You could
up
call
for
it
it.
Shaq face if you.
Shaq face.
Do Shaq face.
We'll see what happens. We'll roll the dice and see what life allows. All right. Speaking of that, let's start the show.
Let's roll that dice.
Man, all the times I say speaking of that.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
That's your segue.
Yeah, I guess
It works every time.
that's debatable.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Yay! And then space. What does that do? Does that blow your mind? That just happened.
This corner weighing in at 180 pounds.
Darkness, everybody!
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth.
Bunch of fucking amateurs. Am I wrong? No. Am I wrong? Yeah. Okay then.
Hail to the king, David.
Ah, fuck it, dude.
Let's go, Bulls.
You tell anyone about this, I'll fucking kill you. I'm kidding. We'll come back by tonight. Okay.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt,
And Heart Attack Chris.
heart attack.
Heart attack Chris.
That's
Sheer heart attack Chris
Yes.
is here.
He's as serious
Got,
as a heart
Killer
attack
Queen
tonight.
Chris is here.
I got some blood work back recently, and everything that's supposed to be low is high, and everything that's supposed I definitely peaked at some point already.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I would tend to agree with that in my own sake as well.
I peak
We've
constantly.
all peaked.
I'm always looking.
Matt's peeking. He's looking
Any,
through,
anything
looking in your
anything
windows
I can
right
see.
now.
What's going on over there?
You can see. He can see right through your soul.
Yeah.
Box mac and cheese again, huh?
And he judges silently from the tree branch.
You know, you could just save 2 boxes of those, put them together with a little bit of pulled pork. It's a delicious meal. Throw that onto some buttered bread that you cook on it like you're doing a grilled cheese. You ever do that shit before?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Sounds
You
like,
need-
sounds like a
about
good
it.
way to end up like me.
That's exactly right.
Only if you have a failure of a metabolism, Chris.
You can bet you're like a raccoon. You can eat garbage all the time.
I do eat garbage.
You do eat garbage, and somehow you're alive. I'm afraid to see what the results would be if you went to the doctor.
If I don't go to the doctor, I'm fine. That's what I tell
It's the
myself.
Schrodinger's
Yep,
health.
That's right. That's right. If nobody tells me there's something wrong, everything's right.
You're
All-
both
all
alive
this-
and dead.
All this shit was
That's
my
right.
girlfriend's idea. I was totally fine.
See,
until
Chris,
she made me
this
go to
is the
doctor.
problem.
Now I'm sick all of a sudden.
That's right. You can't listen to the women folk all the time.
Doctors are the
With
problem.
their tiny woman brain.
That's right. They don't know what's going on. They're so weak. They're not as strong as us.
Just whenever you need to, just like want to escape, just stop moving.
Yeah.
Her vision's based on movement.
Yeah,
that's right.
what I've
Exactly
heard.
right. Yep. It's all
And
about that.
somewhere from out on this off to the side, Jeff Goldblum will be carrying a flare and he'll be screaming, get her attention. He's like, "Ah!"
She's a big girl. We just have
That's why I
4,
don't go into porta potties though.
we have 4 people watching, and 3 of them just drop like flies. As soon as it
Yes.
started. It's great.
Goodbye.
That's right.
Or have they never heard of sarcasm before?
Apparently, they've never watched the show.
These guys are sexist
Yeah.
pieces
It's
of
a
shit.
bunch of chauvinists.
Thank God. Thank God.
Chauvinist pigs.
That's why we put all the bad stuff up front to thin out the herd.
Yeah.
You know.
We want to make sure that we've got the right audience
Yeah.
listening.
The people that enjoy pain, you know?
Oh
We want that. We want those masochists.
I'm fucking hungry though. That's
You
seriously.
just worked
Seriously.
yourself up into a hunger
I
phase.
know you got
Talking
it.
about your horrible.
It's so
recipe.
good. It's so good.
You should do a show where you just do trash recipes.
Oh man, yeah. Sheer heart attack. That'll be the name of the
Yeah,
show.
there you go.
Yeah. It's basically you take the mac and cheese, you make it, okay. Then once you get the whole Nicki Minaj going on, or whoever the fuck that was that did that song. You get your macaroni in the pot, then you stir it around. Then you take your pulled pork. You can buy the store, but I like to buy the Jack Daniels in tray. That way you can just stick it in the microwave, have that all. Throw that in the pot with the mac and
Microwave
cheese.
pulled pork.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's all in bags, so it seals in the freshness.
Oh, okay.
So then you take that. Shut up!
Your
It's a
face.
second.
Just
So
a face of horrid disgust.
you take that, you stir that all around,
Picture
right?
rubber meat out
Just
of a bag.
roll it around, and then you take up. You butter some bread, stick that on like you're making grilled cheese onto a.
Is it Wonder Bread?
Flat top? No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's-
Whatever's on sale.
Whatever
that
white
day.
bread is on sale. Yeah, it's got to be extra bleached though. I like the bleach flavor really adds into it.
Yeah.
So then you take that, you make that just a little bit so it starts to brown, and then you scoop out your 2 hefty scoops onto the bread. Then you close it up, put a weight on top of it like those little hamburger weights,
Yeah.
and that way it'll compact it a little bit, let all that stuff cook, let that good stuff flow out the side. Cut it diagonally. Don't you dare cut it perpendicular.
Or you will go to hell.
Yeah, that's right. Diagonal cut.
You need like a pizza cutter for this.
Point to point. So you got your bread.
Sounds like you need a machete.
Point
Yeah,
to point. That's how you get the goodness, because you have to be able to sit them on top of each other like a club sandwich and
Yeah.
make them
Oh.
presentation.
Yeah, they say eat with your eyes. You know?
That's exactly right. That's half of the food.
Yeah.
And so then you put on the side a little barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's. Holy fuck, is that the best thing? All day.
I'm going to make it my life's mission from now on to get Gordon Ramsay over here and try this, and because I want to witness the curse-laden string of absolute obscenities he will
Absolutely.
say from eating this, and then he might actually die.
We'll have him on the show. We'll have him
He'll
on the
have a
show.
heart
Come on.
attack.
He'll have a heart attack.
And then I'll finish his sandwich and laugh at his corpse. That's
He'll
what
fall
I'll do.
back into
I'll win, motherfucker.
have a coffin be his seat where he can just roll back, and that way you end up right in the
Exactly.
right in the ground.
Exactly right. That's exactly what we're going to do. But it's delicious. If you like it, eat it. If you don't, you're wrong. So
Fuck-
that's
fuck you,
this is my show, and I said it's delicious. Yeah, but yes, it's good. So let's see what's been happening here.
That needs a disclaimer. That entire recipe.
What?
Like we need a disclaimer on that recipe
Why?
because it's going to get somebody
Yeah,
killed.
consume at your own
It
risk.
doesn't. I've eaten them my whole life.
You're not. There's.
I
You're,
don't count. I'm an anomaly.
Thoughts and recipes
You're like
of
a
Matt Suter
zombie.
Do not reflect the thoughts and recipes of the Kickstarter Mad Matt featuring Chris.
It was so dismissive. You're a zombie, Chris. What are you saying?
I think you're afraid to go to the doctor because if you go, they're going to check your pulse and not find anything. You're going to be declared legally
Yes.
dead.
like
gonna
something's
be-
wrong with my stethoscope.
Yeah, they're gonna try to draw blood. It's just gonna be Jack Daniels.
Yeah,
and
man,
macaroni
that's
and
it.
cheese liquid.
No. That's buffalo chicken dip. That's what I
Oh,
put in the
okay.
veins. Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. That hot sauce keeps me sustained.
I seriously don't know how you're alive. I've never seen you eat one thing with one bit of nutrition in it, nutritional value.
I had a salad once at a wedding.
I think that's
So I'm good for a couple decades.
Yeah, I'm fine. I had a salad.
that's the one thing that's been propping him up this entire
Exactly
time.
right. I got a couple strips of carrot that are just supporting my whole midsection. Yeah, yep, yeah. They're in there holding everything together.
Actually, speaking of food that'll kill you, have you guys seen Fresh Fried and Crispy? It's on Netflix.
No.
It's the Dame Drops guy that Tyler Gregg found that remix of him eating Five Guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's him. He has his own like show where he eats just fried food at all different places.
Oh man, that sounds good.
And it's actually the cinematography is actually fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, it's they do this like shot where it's like it must be a fake deep fry or whatever, but like you see like the basket go in, the whole side's like missing. You can see all the bubbles and shit.
Oh,
all the stuff.
cool.
It's cool as shit. But it's funny because like whenever he goes someplace, there's like lettuce or tomato on a sandwich. He's like, I don't mess around with that red ring of death with that crunchy water. there's one, I forget where he was, but he was supposed to be eating this like super fresh po' boy, right?
Yeah.
And they were like the people at who in the restaurant and worked there were like making it. He's like, no, I don't mess with any of that red ring of death shit. So he like made his own po' boy that was like 8 pickles and then like 2 pounds of shrimp.
Oh my god.
That sounds like winner right there.
It's like that's a rich boy right there.
Fried green tomatoes, though. You ever had that before?
No, I haven't.
You ever had that before?
Nope.
Pretty good.
There's a book about
They're
him.
all right. They're all right. There's a movie too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Is
all
that
right.
Kathy Bates?
I
Isn't she in
think
it?
so. I
Yeah,
think it might
is
be.
that the one where she takes the
Juan's
fried
not
green
here yet, so I'm not
tomatoes
sure.
and, yeah, Juan, but Jay,
Well, I don't think Juan's here yet.
Juan, pull that up for us.
Yeah. We'll
Juan-
talk to him anyway.
Juan's our new
I don't
Jamie.
know how
by
to
the
work
way.
IMDb, so you're gonna have
Yeah, Juan, you have to figure this out.
Juan
for
is
us.
our expert.
Yeah.
But yeah, is
But
that
it's
the
a good
one?
show. I would recommend checking it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I believe it or not, I actually don't eat fried food a whole lot. Because that over the years that does catch up to me,
Mhm.
all the grease and stuff. But yeah, I still love it though.
Mhm.
Not that I don't love it. But yeah, fried green tomatoes. I mean, so they're green, so they're not the red ring of death, I guess. But that's close enough. But yeah,
I
that's
didn't
a
cut you off.
that's a
They're
good one.
fried. They're fried just enough. No, I was just gonna say no. It's gone. It's the
Oh,
It's gone.
okay,
the joke
sorry.
itself was gone. It was gonna be some kind of Kathy Bates tie into Misery.
Oh, okay.
breaking your ankles
Tom
with
would hear
Yeah,
it.
tell her you don't like them.
Yep, that's right.
Right.
Exactly right. Well, so Matt and I just got back from our adventure that we made over the weekend, which was absolutely wonderful.
It was awesome.
I'm going to speak for Matt, and it was great.
That's right. you take it away.
We got to meet all kinds of people that we have yet to meet in person, or that we had just talked to, or some people we had never even heard of
Yeah,
before.
some people I had never had any interactions
But
with
it
prior.
was beautiful. It was a wonderful event. We almost got washed away in the biblical
Yes.
flood.
I didn't know that I
on
needed
Friday.
a canoe going down there.
I took my wetsuit out of the Jeep before we left, unfortunately.
Wouldn't you know it?
And I do have one. It's sitting upstairs. But anyhow, getting prepared for. I did have Umbrella though. That was good.
That's
that was
true.
Good,
You did
but
have Umbrella. You were basically prepared for almost anything.
almost.
at that.
Almost.
Surprisingly, that
Yeah.
and it didn't even seem like you brought a lot.
No, that's the idea.
All essentials.
That's the idea. You
That's a
only bring what you
survivalist.
need, and it needs to fit. Yeah, exactly. I'm a survivalist because I eat so bad. That's why.
Exactly. You're prepared on the outside for like bear attacks or like hurricanes,
Yep.
but on the inside,
It's going to break down.
You've done no protection
No,
whatsoever.
nothing. All I ate all week was all weekend. All I ate were a bunch of hot dogs that I bought the day that we went there, which was Friday, I guess.
I don't even know how.
Yeah,
We were debating
just
that.
got
during
8
the
of
trip.
them and just sort of munched on them through the day.
I was eating those double bagged concession stand hot dogs. I was subsisting on that, so
They
I
were-
don't have any. room
They
to
were
speak.
probably refrigerated. At
Yeah,
least.
at least they had maybe some foodborne illness restrictions
Yeah.
on how they were managed. But
This is the way that I look at it. Hot dogs aren't real, okay?
Right,
They're imaginary objects. They're just tubes of lies, really, is what they are. And they twist them at the end and they stick them on a piece of bread that is conspicuously made specifically for this lie. So that's what I call a cabal. I don't know about you guys. And so I refuse to let lies bring me down. And so hot dogs don't hurt me as long as you.
trans fat that'll get you.
Yeah, well, we don't. I'm not worried about
I don't
them.
believe in that either.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them. They're all right. They're all right in my book. So it's really the nitrates. That's what I'm worried about. But
that's what'll get you.
we all got to die from something. Why not hot dogs?
I don't care. Look, I couldn't care less.
So
Doesn't matter to me.
so we watched. We only made it through 2 of the 3 movies on both days,
Yes,
Friday and Saturday,
yes, both days actually.
because we according to their website or whatever, it was supposed to be over at 12:30.
yeah,
But
oh,
the
no.
third movie was like starting at 12:45.
Oh, wow.
yeah, dude.
So that didn't really hold up. Unfortunately, we didn't make it
I would
to the
say
third one. But
As an experience, maybe for the people who are camping out at the site,
Mhm.
which the place that we went, I mean, we went to the Mahoning Drive-In Theater, the
Yeah,
first
yeah, that's right.
VHS fest event.
Yeah, these are important
Just give you the
details.
details of
I'm just skimming.
the
Like
audience.
everybody was there, right? You
We're all
remember?
there. You
Let
guys
me tell you what
It's
we
not
did.
a movie. You don't need the whole plot.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Chris, it's good that you share the philosophy with most of the directors of the films that we saw.
That's-
You know,
That's true. My God, for the writing aspect of those films, and just every aspect of the film itself, the acting, the directing,
yeah,
was-
on point.
atrocious. That was the most atrocious shit I've ever seen.
I found myself questioning whether the quality of the film was terrible or just that the projector was making this so large on this giant drive-in screen that's the reason why everything
No,
was
dude.
so blurry.
Probably
From-
a little column A, little column B.
Yeah, it might be.
I feel like actually the poor quality of the projector was enhancing them because it was
Yeah.
giving it more of a reason for it to suck.
It's okay.
But from the
Put it out of focus. They'll be all right. It'll keep them from rioting. Yeah. But yeah, we had some good ones. I think my favorite was what was it? Was it Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers? Is that what it's
yeah,
called?
that was the name of it.
Yeah, that one was definitely.
That was honestly that was the one they let
That
off
was-
with,
yeah.
and that was
No,
probably the best one.
That was the second one, wasn't it?
no, it was the very first one. They
Was
showed.
it?
Yep.
Oh man.
Because I was still
Yeah.
fresh for that one. Then
Yeah.
it was Rabid Grannies. Then I don't know
That's
what the
right.
fuck
Oh,
it
I've
was
seen
after
Rabbit
that.
Grannies.
Yeah, Rabbit
Wow.
Grannies was
Rabid
that was
Grannies
rough.
has
It was dumb as shit.
it's got little bits, gems of good
The,
moments.
Yeah, the very end.
the only thing I remember,
Right.
the credits roll.
Woo, that's over.
The only thing I remember is like the one scene where they're like at the table and they first like transform and like the lady's like fingernail just like shoots out
Yeah.
her finger. And I remember it was gross as fuck looking.
Yeah, it was
And then she
disgusting.
like just like pokes somebody in the throat or
Right,
whatever.
exactly. That's it.
some of the like those moments were good. And there was some genuinely creepy cinematography going on in it,
Mhm.
but it was not that did not save it from being the most boring first hour of a movie I ever watched
yeah,
because
yeah.
had nothing was going on.
I think all those grannies in the movie were actually the grandmothers of some of the actresses and actors, but they had just been diagnosed with cancer, and they're like, "We got to get Granny on film before she goes." And this is going to be it. We're going to write her a horror movie.
The last thing on her bucket list was to be
to
in a
be
movie.
was to be rabid. That's what Granny wanted. Yeah.
That's basically the plot of the movie itself. though.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like
exactly.
these grannies are, they've gone crazy from some kind of I don't know what it was.
You're
They
better
had
than I didn't even catch
paranormal
that.
Yeah, I don't
Shit, some
remember.
fog. Like they opened a box like a gift and had some kind of like dry ice fog in it, and it made them crazy. And it
Is
turned them into monsters.
that what it was?
Yeah, that was the setup.
I completely missed that. I'll tell you what I didn't miss though is the 1985 beer was delicious. I drank a lot of it, and it was
from
good.
1980.
No, it wasn't from 1985. That's the title. It's done by Voodoo Ranger,
Oh, okay.
New
Oh,
Belgium.
That's right. Yeah.
That stuff is. Oh man, it's. I don't know if I can get it by itself, but if I can, I'm going to.
You were really living in back in time during this event.
I'm happy with being back in time.
The taste, the flavors, the looks. We're at a fucking drive-in watching like the most rejected '80s movies of all time.
What else am I going to do with
Huey
my
Lewis
life?
wrote the screenplays for all these movies. By the
Oh
way.
man, that's what he was doing during his downtime in between, 1 and 2.
I would believe it.
Yeah, well,
Stick to music, Huey.
he's never spoken about it, so you have to trust me. That's my motto.
He's never disproven it.
That's right. He's never said it wasn't true. Didn't the Virgin Airlines guy, didn't he go
Branson,
to space?
Richard Branson just
Yeah.
went to space. Yeah,
What a dick.
stay up there.
Yeah. Take me to space, Richard Branson. Leave me there. I'll be fine as long as there's hot dogs.
Well, just imagine them; they'll be up
Yeah,
there.
exactly right. They're not real
Not
anyway.
even real.
They're all figment of my imagination. But yeah, it was crazy. So Friday, Friday we were there. They were calling for some rain because I guess all that stuff was blowing up from the hurricane or whatever, the tropical storm that was coming
Yeah,
into Florida,
It was getting
pushing all that
pushed
shit
up.
up. So it was coming up. We got there, we got our spot, we were hanging out with Jesse and Steph, saying hey to them and everything, and then it started sprinkling a little bit. So we went into the concession stand in the center of the parking lot.
Yeah, mind you that this concession stand is in a valley.
Yeah, they dug out
Where you want it.
Right. Well, yeah, that way it doesn't get away at the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people die, you can just scrape them into a
You're
hole.
just
Right.
exactly right. That's what the drain
already
is for.
halfway there.
That's what the drain is for.
When they eat that final hot dog and they just
Yeah. Exactly.
just push aside a little bit of dirt, they're already there.
Right. It's an automatic victory right there. That's how you win. And so we were started sprinkling. We went in there in the concession stand. We were talking some more because it was starting to come down. Steph, so I gave Steph the umbrella and everything. We walked over there, and in the concession stand is Linnea Quigley. With her little booth, she's signing stuff from meeting fans. Well, whenever they blow through.
I didn't even see her talk to
I don't
maybe
even know
more
who that
than
is.
2 people.
Yeah, I think 2 is the only people that I saw her talk to. But she's in it. She's in Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Right.
ask me who she was.
Right?
I don't recognize. The thing I know her the most from is Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And she didn't look anything like that in any
No.
of her other movies.
Yeah.
So when I saw her in person, not even a spark of recognition.
Wow.
When I saw the movie, I had no idea who the fuck she was in the movie. I'm guessing probably the main lead girl,
Maybe.
but who knows? She could have been just some chainsaw wielding maniac.
Who knows? All I know is that in ancient Egypt they had chainsaws. That's what that movie
That's what we
told me.
learned. We learned
Yep.
that they used to
Chainsaws
worship
of the
chainsaws.
gods. That's the Eric Von Doniget book that got abandoned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That was his follow up.
That was his fault. Yeah.
It was actually a typo.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
he meant chainsaws the whole time.
The whole time. Obviously, all of these strange carvings were done with chainsaws. These temples
How
and
else
everything.
can they do it in the rocks like that?
Hello, McFly. So
And wouldn't they be more like lumberjacks if they were chainsaw worshipping?
they
Couldn't
exactly.
they pick any other fucking ancient?
There's certain things chainsaws cut, certain things they do
Civilization.
not. Yeah, one is definitely people. We would have been in trouble. The Vikings definitely would have taken over, and if not the Vikings, definitely Genghis Khan. He would have made some progress if he had a chainsaw.
He would have loved the chainsaw.
yeah.
I'm sad that he's not around anymore because he would have loved that chainsaw. But all of his descendants are here to use them.
What a shame. Exactly right. Which is everybody. So
It's like 9% of the population.
Yeah, exactly. So we go in. We're like, oh, there's the Quigs, and then the water starts coming.
Mhm.
Starts getting the water's coming in, kind of
It
washing
starts
in.
fucking pouring too.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
just
yeah.
like torrential downpour. It's and so we're not going to move from here now because we're
Yeah.
kind of trapped.
Yep.
We do not want to walk back out in that shit.
Yeah, it was crazy. So she's sitting in the corner right by one of the entrances. There's no doors on the entrances, or
Okay.
at least they're
Yeah,
open, right?
Why would you need
What
doors on a place full of food?
Right. Who needs doors?
What happened to the music?
He finished.
No, he didn't.
Huey Lewis
Huey
finished
Lewis.
up.
Huey Lewis.
He finished. He went to sleep
Help!
as he usually does.
Anyhow, so we're so she's over there. We're standing there talking, whatever, and the rain's just pouring down, and the water starts to kind of ebb past the door frames, and then it's coming in even further, and then it's coming in even further. So we're kind of shimmying towards the center of the room, which just so happens to be like sloped up.
Okay.
And so then the water's coming up more, and the water's coming up more. And then these guys who are, they all have Mahoning shirts on, whatever,
staff.
employees, staff,
They row
whatever.
over in their boat.
They row over on the boat,
Basically.
and they start conquering all of the natives who already live there with polio or whatever they have this year. And so COVID, I guess. So they start using these push brooms to try and get the water out. And I'm thinking,
There's a fatal flaw in that plan.
there's there's spaces in between these bristles, but
I know it doesn't look like it from a distance.
from a
but
distance, this world is in harmony and it echoes through the land and all that good stuff.
yeah, if you can't
It's the
hear
sound of
anything.
hope and peace and whatever. So you remember we sang
And
that
the-
song from
and the
sixth
birds
grade?
look like-
Distance, you look like my friend. So they basically start trying to push all this stuff out with the broom. It's doing a great job of making little ripples in the water.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. So then they get the idea of, what's missing? Gravel. We need
one guy had a
gravel.
squeegee though. I will
He
say.
did. Yes, he had a squeegee, but the problem was he was standing at the door and he was squeegeeing things the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And it
And then he was gone.
So much
When I-
water that it didn't matter
I
anyway.
saw, I saw your pictures on Instagram, and
Yeah.
like the doors looked like there was like a 3-inch lip at the bottom of them.
It was
Yeah.
pretty
So-
crazy. Yeah.
Where are you going to squeegee the water?
Exactly. We're just
Exactly.
gonna put it outside and hope that it goes by as if like the building is a ship that's moving down a river or something like that. Like we're almost to that sandbank. We can just dock on there and then we'll be fine.
These guys essentially were trying to save the Titanic with buckets.
That
Yeah,
exactly right.
This
That's
is-
exactly
It was the most futile effort I've ever seen
shot
in my
glasses.
life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We
And
can do
brooms.
it. We can do it.
Shot
Yeah.
glasses. And
Shot
brooms.
shot glasses full of brooms or brooms full of shot glasses, whatever you have available.
It was like if a janitor became a superhero.
Exactly. Yeah, like Sweepy Man. So Sweepy Man. He comes through. But so they're doing all that.
Throws a bunch of sawdust on it.
Yeah, that was all I had.
Yeah, it's like,
That's all I had left.
I'm used to dealing with barf. It's wet like
Anybody got any
but
barf
then-
here?
does
Don't
this
stick.
work? If everybody starts barfing, I'll know what's going on.
Every
I'll know what to do.
every pouch on his utility belt is just more salt.
Let me tell you, I got a lot of sawdust here, just
Yeah, I
in
got
case anybody gets so scared of the water that they throw up. I'm ready. I'm
I
prepared.
forgot. I got one pouch of kitty litter.
Oh yeah, kitty litter. This is in case I find any old jars of paint. I can throw some of that in there, and then I can throw it away in the regular garbage. So they're sweeping all this water out, or trying to anyway. And since the water's continually getting higher and higher, it's funny. You can see the water like going up the legs of the Quig's seat. So so slowly her folding chair is being engulfed by water. And then eventually we look over and she has her feet propped up on a milk crate because it's the only thing to keep her feet up out of the water. So she's
there.
hovering. She's hovering above the water right now.
Around
Yeah.
the water.
And not particularly inundated
She
with
should have
fans.
I wasn't in
Swimmies
3
on.
movies for this bullshit.
Yeah, that's right. I wasn't in Hollywood chainsaw hookers to sit in a concession stand in a flood, but she was. Surprise,
Not
surprise for
drowning in
herself.
this shithole.
Exactly.
That was one of those instances where I felt like I was more successful than the celebrity.
Exactly. We're on dry land, Quicks. How's it
And
feel
you
over
could
there?
Leave whenever you wanted.
Exactly right.
Right.
I'm not contractually obligated to be here at all.
And have some big guy just standing there like watching over a bunch of like two people geek out about her.
Right.
Oh my
He's got
gosh.
his floaties on.
Exactly.
He's ready
Yep.
to go.
They'll
He's in an inner
touch them.
tube.
Yeah, exactly.
She would have
Snorkel.
had zero strength to swim away if had that. Her arms
Yeah,
were
she
like
did-
hot dogs. They didn't really exist. The muscles weren't
She,
even there.
she didn't really have a whole lot of tone going on there. That's for sure.
You ever seen Principal Skinner's mom on The Simpsons? The
Yeah.
way she's drawn with all the ripples that look like her.
Yep, that's it. There you
Very
go.
Quickly,
That's it.
looks like she's more. And somehow she's maybe weighs like 8 pounds.
Right.
She's just like skin just draped over a frame of a skeleton.
Right.
That's her. How she's even alive, I don't know. Basically, that's what you're going to look like in the future when you finally get old.
I'm prepared. I was looking at myself in the mirror
That's
today,
what-
and after that weekend, I'm telling you, I'm awful dry and craggly around here, but I'm all right with it. I'm
aged
embracing the cowboy look. I'm going to
There
go
you
for
go.
that.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go. Be
go
like
for that.
Sam Elliott.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Sam Elliott all the way. I'm fine with all of that. So we go, they're doing all that stuff. Then they get the genius idea. You know what we need? We need to put something really small that has lots of spaces in between it as a barrier because water can't get through tight spaces. We all know that, right? So they bring a wheelbarrow over that's now full of rain because they've been pushing it through the rain that just so happens to have a bunch of gravel at the bottom of the wheelbarrow, which I assume is what they were intending to transport. And so they dumped them all at the doorway, and then they used the broom to kind of make a little wall. But all the water just came right through the gravel into the space.
Yeah,
So
'cause
then-
much like a broom, there's space between gravel.
But the irony was then they were using the broom to get the water back out, which then knocked all the gravel out. So it was almost as if all of it was for nothing. And so
They have Officer Doofy running. to
yeah,
clean up
just about. But the intoxicating aroma of buttered popcorn was permeating the
We
entire
were in
establishment.
just the right spot because it smelled like
Yeah.
food.
Yep.
You know, we were surrounded by all the Quigs and all of our friends.
Yep.
Perfect.
All the food,
Perfect event.
none of the stench. It was perfect. So
And that was only like a couple hours of time that we were doing.
it only flooded for like a couple hours, like torrential flooding for a couple hours. It was fine. So, but unfortunately for all the people who were camping there, some people did not have pleasant campsites after that. That's for sure.
Really bad for those people who
Yeah.
camped.
Yeah, man, that sucked. But yeah,
That's
so
why we built houses.
that's right. Houses
That's right.
on stilts, Chris, on stilts. We need to have the height. That's the only way you can watch and see if people are having that boxed mac and cheese without the pulled pork. So I don't even know if I said that. Did I say that on the actual episode or was that
I
before we
can't
started?
remember.
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah,
we
it
talked
doesn't-
about
yeah, we
your
talked.
recipe.
Well, what? That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yes, we did. So anyhow, this is the length of my memory. So
goldfish.
Sorry, I mean,
of a goldfish. That's exactly right. That's about all I've got these days, or any day. So I don't even remember when the last time I remembered something. So the after the rain finally subsided, we went back out, popped out the lawn chairs, sat them up in front of the cars. We had our little line of people set up.
It was just like it was big fucking line of people just drinking
Yep.
and being inappropriate
Just
and like
being obnoxious, and
yelling our
it was-
comments and laughing hysterically.
Oh, it was
They're like,
perfect.
Please keep it down for that was the rules. Like, please keep it down for
Right.
the respect of
while the
everyone
movie's
else.
going. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Boo! Yeah, it was great.
Boo your rules.
We had a great time.
But like nobody really cared. Like
Nah.
we were all just having a great time. It was
No.
super fun. I mean, you can't go watch a trashy movie like that by yourself.
Yeah,
You know, nobody's gonna have fun just
it's
watching
just depressing.
a
Yeah.
piece of shit up on a giant screen. The only thing impressive about it is that the size of that screen, which was fucking huge.
It was all made out of wood,
A
though.
goddamn building. Like I'd never been in the presence of a drive-in, so I was
Oh.
super. That was actually a really cool aspect for me.
Yeah.
Just for a first time.
Mhm.
Couldn't have been a better first time too. With like
Oh yeah,
the
that
company
was
that we
perfect
had
experience.
And just
yeah,
it was
yeah,
great.
it was
just riffing on it the whole time.
it was great. It was great. But so the rain subsided, and then we went out and we watched the movie, and everything went swimmingly. And like I said, we made it to Rabid Granny's, and then after that, we called it a day.
Yeah, we were tapped out.
Lots of fun shenanigans in the meantime, of course. And then Saturday, we got together in the morning and got breakfast and hung out and everything like that. And then Matt and I went into Jim Thorpe, my favorite place in the world. Unfortunately, we did not get to eat at my favorite place in the world because they were in the middle of the reset that they do between lunch and dinner time. But such is life sometimes. That's all right. But we did get to sit in the square and watch a whole bunch of people run by, and I bought like 4,000 more books, of course, as I do every time I go there.
That's true. You bought a huge stack of books.
I have two whole like giant bags full.
Yeah, it was insane.
They were good. They were good. I was happy with some of my finds there. But yeah, and we got to walk around. Unfortunately, the cigar shop is gone. Hopefully they're not gone. Hopefully they moved into that winery or whatever the hell that place was that we
didn't
saw
end
there.
up looking in there.
We'll see.
That's a town that time forgot. When you go to Jim Thorpe,
That's why I
it
love
feels
it
like
so
you're
much.
living in a weird little, I don't know, quaint town from the 1920s or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Like
That's why I like it.
1850s maybe even. With the fucking train being like the centerpiece of the entire town.
The train in the river.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I would recommend going if you're in the area and you can.
Oh yeah,
Reach it.
Jim
The-
Thorpe is a great
the
place to
barbers, the
wander
surgeon,
around.
and all that kind
Right.
of stuff.
The dentist is the barber's pet groomer.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, and that was the fun. Like the first time I ever went up there, I was in the cigar shop and I was like, oh, cool, there's a cigar shop here. So I went in and I got a Blondie. You know, that's what I always go for first. And so the guy's cutting and he's like, is this your first time up? You ever been up here before? I said, no, this is my first time. I said, me and my girlfriend came up. We were, you know, just checking the place out. We got a recommendation from her cousin to check this place out. And we're, you know, wandering around having a good time and everything. And then it starts to get dark. And there's these two big mansions, the Packer mansions that sit up on the hill. And so Kara was like, let's go check them out. I was like, yeah, sure. So we walked up the hill and we're looking in and it's like closed for a private party. They were doing like a murder mystery party or whatever, which is pretty cool.
There's been a murder here.
That's been a murder. And so so we were just kind of hanging around and we're looking in the one window and then we're about to walk away and we hear a door open and I turn around and it's the cigar shop guy. And he's like, hey, how you doing? You having a good time? I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. He's like, you want to check the place out? I was like, yeah. He's like, here, hold on. Beep, 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 beep. He types in the code. He lets us in the back door. He's like, if anybody asks you, just tell him that. And I forget what his name was now, of course, but he told me his name. He's like, from the cigar shop. Just tell him that I let you in. And I was like, all right, fine. And so we wandered around in there. We took a whole bunch of pictures, all the architecture and all that kind of shit. It was just a perfect like first experience where like I was like instantly in with the people who live there.
Yeah.
And so that solidified my love of that place. So I happily go there whenever I possibly can. But yeah, so we wandered around there and then we came back on Saturday. We started watching before the movie started. There were more vendors there that day, so we were wandering around. Vinegar Syndrome was there.
Yeah.
I did not buy anything. There were two DVDs or Blu-rays that I almost bought, but I thought I'm 90% sure I bought these already. But some of the
I would almost say like 100% sure.
No, they have a big catalog. I don't have everything. But the problem is that not all of their movies sync to my my movie database thing that I have on my phone. And I didn't want to risk double buying, so I let it be.
That's smart. That shows growth because back in the day you would have definitely bought doubles. You would have bought triples or more.
I have triples. I got
triples.
Tell them.
Triple Nova.
Speaking of which, the new season of I Think You Should Leave has come out.
Oh yeah.
So catch up or be left in the dust. So
catch up.
Yeah.
Catch these hands.
I can't breathe in this thing. There's too much shit on me.
I don't want to be here anymore.
What do you mean, like alive? Like alive? Yeah,
I don't
know. All right, yeah, we're gonna scrap it.
What's the show gonna be?
Yeah. So we let's see, where are we? So before the movie started, we're hanging around, looking around different vendors and stuff like that. We're talking. I had this fan left over from my trip to Massachusetts, and I realized that the little visor on my lawn chair my chair has like a roof basically that flips up over top of it. Which I guess is supposed to be for rain or sun or whatever the hell it's for. But there's like an X.
Or if you don't want somebody looking at you from a house.
Exactly right. Yeah, right. Yeah, just to protect myself from myself. And so there's just in case there's a time warp.
Yeah,
so there's like this little cross bracing on the top of it, and I realized that this fan clips on just perfect. Now, mind you, it's like obnoxiously hot outside, and so I realized I can clip my fan on there. Battery power, turn that shit on. I'm living island life right there. I got a cool island breeze all day.
You look like what a parent would put their baby into when they're out on the beach. I thought a 9-foot tall mom was going to come over and check on you.
Jesse did walk over at one point.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, right. So we're I'm sitting there. Yeah, we're chatting with our dear friend Ace, or Dad as he is affectionately
that was
now.
my first time meeting Ace. Too.
Man,
he was super cool.
Oh yeah, it was
from
great.
Kentucky.
Yep.
And from Louisville.
Not only was he from Kentucky, but almost everything at everywhere is also related to Kentucky through some way, shape, or form.
It's the center point of the universe.
It absolutely is. It is the nexus. The nexus. So all that happened. So then the whole time we were there, there's people carrying musical equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, long distances too.
Whoa!
Mind you, we're in kind of a field
It's
area.
an open space, except
You
for the concession stand and the screen. It's
can drive
all open.
Anywhere you want. There was, and even though there was rows of cars parked,
Yeah,
this band could have drove up
right
to where they were supposed to play, which was like dead center of the, in front of the screen,
right.
and where all the vendors were.
But instead, they're going to carry everything.
They parked all the way in the
Drums
back and were
amps
carrying all their shit.
everything. And it took them the whole time, like from the point that we got there, from the doors opened till, I don't know, what did it take them, like 2 hours, something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
They were
Guess so.
carrying all this shit and
They're
setting
trying
it
to get
all
their
up.
steps in.
I guess so. But yeah,
Suppose,
so
yeah.
they were doing all that, and then we're like, oh man, this is going to be an interesting band. Like there's the lead singer was this girl, and she had her face painted like in old
corpse?
Norse. No,
Oh, no.
that's Norse face paint essentially
Oh.
that they would wear. Where they paint their face one color and they would do a bar across their eyes. It was supposed
Oh,
to
okay.
scare people to make them look like they didn't have any eyes. So she's dressed like that, but yet they've got an orange amp up there, and I'm thinking this is going to be an interesting combination of things.
Yeah, it was a toss up because we were like, is this going to be doom?
Yeah.
Is this going to be death metal?
Yeah, we didn't know
Maybe
what was going
something
to go on.
else?
So they started playing, and they were kind of
They were like death metal.
death metal-y,
guess.
yeah, I guess.
They were
But
okay.
they kind of almost
that
No,
energy.
no Prince Diamond. That's for
no.
sure.
Well,
It
that's
certainly wasn't Prince
now.
Diamond.
Yes, don't remind me of that later. So they play. They were like, all right, that was fine. So then they start tearing down everything. We went back and sat down. Mind you, Jesse the whole time is wearing this cape and a
Oh,
devil
That
mask.
was the best.
And
He's the only person dressed up too. He's got a.
he's just standing there with his arms crossed, dressed up like I said. It was hilarious. It was great.
He was fully aware. He's sticking his tongue out of the mouth.
Yes,
the whole time.
with the little tiny teeth on the front.
Oh.
It was great. So we're watching it, waiting for the other band to set up. They set up. They start playing, and we're back sitting in our line again, talking and everything. And then Matt was. I think you were talking to Ace a little bit, and then you were talking to me, and I was like, "This drummer fucking sucks. They're terrible." And then after that, like things got quiet for a second, and I was listening, and I was like, "Wait a minute." And then we got up, we walked closer to him, and I realized the drummer didn't suck. They were playing in fucking impossible time signatures,
wow.
and so this band is what were they called?
They were called View In.
View In.
Yeah.
They were, I didn't particularly care for the vocal stylings, but the music, they were so fucking tight. I was like, why in the hell are you guys here?
It was super proggy and like very heavy on the
Yeah.
time signatures.
Man.
All they were 3-piece too. It
Oh,
was just a
wow.
guitar player, a drummer, and a bass player with like a 6-string bass. It was like going between slap and finger style constantly. And I didn't really like his tone, but it fit
Right.
for what they had.
Right.
The drummer was just killing it.
Oh my
and then even
God.
the guitar player was awesome because he's just, filling in.
He was doing the Alex
And there's-
Lifeson thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were so tight.
Man,
They were
it,
so tight.
that downbeat of the snare, like for every stop was just like bam, everybody's done, and then like everybody's hitting it at the same time. Then bam, stop. And it was
but
perfect.
you couldn't follow it either. And this is what
Yeah.
Steph was like, how are you supposed to follow this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it was impossible. It was all cerebral type
Yeah.
music. Which
Yeah,
is
it was
like,
great.
I geek out over that kind of shit.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So
They don't even have an EP.
I
or
was going to
anything
say,
out.
then Matt went and talked to him afterwards, and was like, "Where can we find your music?" And they're like, "Oh no, we don't have any." Like, we're getting ready to record it, like
I'm
some
like,
stuff. But
fuck, man, I want to see.
so I was saying, I would love to be like in the room when they're writing that music. Like,
Yeah.
who's coming up with this shit? Because everybody, like it's
it's not
not
like math equations.
yeah, exactly. Because the guitar player's not there like dun, 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 dun. They're not writing that way, and the drummer can't just sit there and play that like random beats on the snare. There has to
No.
be some cohesion in that writing process.
There's
I would love to watch that, to see that all transpire. But anyhow, so they played. That was fucking awesome. And then we had you remember what the first movie of Saturday was?
Fuck, dude.
I don't remember.
I
what
can't
it was.
remember.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So we definitely enjoyed ourselves there. So then when the last movie of Saturday, the third movie, was Sorority Babes in Slime Ball Bolorama. Okay. Which is a movie I've been trying to watch or find
Mhm.
for a very, very long time. But It was what time? When
It was like 12:30 or
yeah,
1.
I was like, we got to fucking go
And we
because
didn't
we're
have-
driving home.
Yeah,
We didn't have anywhere to stay that night.
Yeah, so it's like two
So-
hours. I was like, we're fucking going home, man. It's
Yeah.
I'll find
I
it.
told Matt, like, it's up to him. I was
Yeah.
like, I drank enough that I'll just fall asleep wherever. I don't care about seeing this movie really. And
Yeah.
all of our crew left
Right.
after the second movie
right.
anyway, so it wasn't
Yeah.
really any more reason to
A
stay.
lot of them were staying the second night, but
Gotcha.
we were
They were
coming
tapped
back. 'Cause
out for the
I had to
day.
work on Sunday anyway, so.
Yeah. But overall, it was a really
Yeah.
good time.
But it was fucking
That was
fantastic.
great.
I would that weekend, even with the rain and all the other shit.
I thought
was,
it made
was
it better to
perfect.
me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was an experience that to have with everything. So it was wonderful to share that with our dear friends and to make all those new ones and all that good stuff. We got some sweet stickers out of the deal
Oh,
from
yeah.
a couple different people. But
That was so cool.
but yeah, it was a lot of fun. We really did. Have
It
a
was
good
my
time.
first experience in this past like year and a half where I felt like
Me
I was
too.
normal again.
Yes,
You
exactly.
know?
Yep.
I was with friends doing something new, out in public.
Yeah.
It just felt like I was alive. Like
Yep.
I don't know. It was a very much appreciated experience because of that whole
Absolutely.
situation.
Oh, and
Yeah.
also, so the thing I was talking about with Prince Diamond, so Jesse kept shouting that he was our manager, and and that we don't play for white bread, only potato rolls.
That unhealthy shit.
So we got that going.
I'm
for us.
basically Jesse. If you're listening, you're hired as our manager. I think I told him that.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, yeah, he's got the job.
more than qualified to be our manager.
Yep, absolutely. So Juan's here now, and he's talking about
Juan!
that we saw Linnea Quigley, and he's saying that we have to see Savage Streets. I have seen Savage Streets, Chris.
Sounds familiar. I might have seen it.
That
Only in reality.
all right. That's
Been
what
in
it's all
Baltimore.
about.
I
I
have-
grew up on these Savage
That's
Streets.
where I'm from.
I
baby.
have
Yeah.
seen. Have you guys seen Fear Street? It's on
Oh, the new Netflix series. I have not yet.
Is that the one that's going to be like multiple parts?
Yeah,
Yes.
they have 2 parts out already.
And
The
what
third-
did you think of it, Chris?
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought there was too much in the drama department.
I could see that.
I
There
would.
were some good kills in it.
Yes, that I completely agree with that. The kills were great, but I think that they could have had more kills and less
Mhm.
drama,
Mm.
less
The sec-
romance and all
The
that shit.
second one has more kills in it.
All right, well then maybe I will watch the second
And
one then.
I think the third one's
Yeah.
going to be supposed to be out in a few months or
Yeah.
something like that. But
Hmm.
just real quick before we jump into weird news, I had a little adventure of my own. That's why. I was
God
gone the
damn it,
last
Chris!
couple
You're not allowed to. We're the
Oh
ones.
yeah, I went to the far off dimensions known as Myrtle Beach in
Oh
Atlanta.
my God. Woo.
Which actually it was nice being in those places because they were also pretty open. It was kind of like being
Yeah.
in real life again.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It's like no more mask mandates and stuff
Yeah.
in the open.
and even Maryland, they're starting to open a lot of places back up, which is nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a nice trip. The exciting part was when I was about 30 miles from home, and I was driving my girlfriend's car because she was flying back on Saturday or whatever.
Were you racing?
And no.
Oh,
If I get
No,
home
I
before
was-
you, I'm gonna fuck
I-
all your shit up. I'm gonna throw it all on the ground. And guess what? You gotta clean it up. Ah, no!
No.
great idea. I want to see somebody do that.
Just
That's
like
great.
slamming it all on the ground.
Filming it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
But so I was driving the dog back, so just me and her, CC, the
Yeah.
tiny little 5-pound dog,
Oh yeah.
and driving up 495 and the left lane going like 80, and all of a sudden there's just a pop, and I had to like get off the road real quick, and the front right tire, like the sidewall attached to the rim, just completely ripped off. From the rest of
Oh
the
my
tires.
God.
Oh my jeez, that's like what fucking 18 wheelers do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Except I didn't have the backups.
Right.
So I like pulled off as far as I could off to the side, and there was 3-foot high weeds and shit. And I was like just trying to get every tick I could possibly find.
Absolutely soaking it up.
And then the whole time I'm like sitting there with like left the back open just to be as big as I could on the side of
Absolutely.
the road, so people would like try
Some
to get
predators
over
won't
it.
attack you.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got the
Oh,
King
God.
Cobra defense mechanism.
Yeah.
That's it. Puff out that hood.
Over there with that shitty little like car like built-in jack, like,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh, those are the
The
worst.
knuckle
yeah,
busters.
It
Yeah.
took
Yep.
like 20
For real.
minutes just to get the fucking thing up and tire off and all that shit. Meanwhile, the whole time there's cars just whizzing by like 80 miles an hour, like
Yep.
4 feet away from me. I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
Throwing coffee at you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cigarettes.
Yeah. The best part was literally I got done changing the tire, got back in the car, and all of a sudden this van with its four ways comes up behind me. I was like, great, is somebody going to shoot me now?
Right. I would have loved to have done this episode. You're like, they found Chris dead on the side of the road. All of his doors were open, and he was dead in the back.
The first good news story.
That's right. Finally, this is starting a new segment called Good News Stories. Yeah, that's it.
So it ends up being this lady. And she's like, "Hey, did you need help?" And I was like, "I literally just got done changing this fucking tire." So then I thought, I'm going home. It was a half hour away, and like every bump, I was just waiting for another fucking tire. So I just driven like 11 hours before this happened.
Jeez.
And I got home, and I like went down to turn my work stuff on just to be ready for the next day, because I got home on a Wednesday night, like 10 o'clock at night, and go down, and the dehumidifier we had just bought had leaked all over the floor.
Oh yeah, this is it.
Because
More
apparently
good news.
it doesn't turn off when the fucking bucket's full.
Nope.
Oh fuck.
So
Jesus.
I went out. I like threw some towels on it to get it good enough, and then I just went to the liquor store, because we have one that's open till 11:45 at night,
That's what you do.
which is fantastic. Get on a fucking boat, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, really.
Anyway,
God damn it.
That'll never happen.
Close
No.
at 8 o'clock. Suck my ass.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went and got some whiskey, and then I just chugged a bunch of that, and then went to sleep.
Who gives a shit about these towels?
I don't blame you at all for
I
that
don't care
one.
about it. That's exactly what I would do too. If I came back and my house was flooded, I'm like, going to the liquor store.
Luckily, it just pulled in the middle, so it didn't like damage any of my
There you
drums
go.
or amps. Or
Yeah.
See-
So you dodged the bullet.
As opposed to in the drive-in concession stand,
Right.
You had the right elevation going on
Exactly.
in your basement.
Exactly
But
right.
I like to think that since the dehumidifier leaked, it was just like working against itself, like just like running on a treadmill,
Right.
trying to get the water off the floor as it was spilling water on the
Hamster
floor.
in a wheel.
But yeah, that was the end of my adventure. So
That's good.
Jesus.
the rest of the time was fantastic. So if
Well,
that's
good.
the worst thing that happened.
Yeah,
I'll take
exactly.
it.
The worst
Yeah.
part was getting back to the place where you actually
Which is
belong.
usually how it goes.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Just
That's true.
just don't come home. That's what I always say.
And don't go to the
That's
doctor.
right. No, don't go to the doctor. Don't come home
Don't go
and
home.
listen to weird news.
It's get weird.
It's my tenants of my life.
All right, internet people, all two of you, one of which is Juan, I'm sure. I know Juan's still here because he sticks it out.
One man, one mission.
That's right.
So listen to our show.
This has got to be getting old.
I'm just trying my very hardest to be as entertaining, or at least as watchable as possible.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
Just in this day and age, man, you can do anything in front of a camera and people will watch it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is true. I was watching a bunch of people
Seriously.
get murdered the other
Government
day.
will watch it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, you know it.
The government has to watch it. They're legally required
They're ready.
to watch it.
Yeah, they're ready to watch all that murder.
Extra legally required.
Let's watch some weird news here.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah!
Weird news on the Kickstarter net.
Help me, Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise used a witch told me to get the fire off me! Ah, help me, Oprah Winfrey! Ah!
A tarantula enjoys a fine chewing gum. The human torch is denied a bank loan. The arsonist has sponsorship.
And now with this week's weird news, here's
Alrighty, so for our first story here, we're going to talk about the one thing that you guys have always wanted to talk about. The day has finally arrived. Congratulations. We're going to Burnsville, Minneapolis.
Oh,
All
thank
right.
goodness.
All right, so
Sounding good so far.
just because you think we're going to Minneapolis, you're wrong. We're going to Minnesota now. So Burnsville, Minnesota, officials in Minnesota said they're finding more giant goldfish in the waterways. Giant goldfish.
They're everywhere.
They can't fit them in the bags for the carnival anymore.
They're begging people to stop illegally dumping and flushing their fish into ponds, lakes, and wherever else they feel is appropriate.
Well, isn't that better than just sentencing that goldfish to death? Put it in a new environment. Let it survive.
I guess
It should be a good thing that these fish are finding their,
I don't know, but they're probably
Their new
getting all
homes.
some kind of horrible radiation from eating all the turds and stuff that are in the sewer when they get flushed down the toilet.
they're
There's
definitely
Minnesota. What they need to
irradiated.
do is go goldfish fishing.
See, now we're talking.
Go fish. It's been a classic beloved game for all ages.
This has been training. It's training.
And now
is
it's
what it
time.
is.
Go find a pair of twos. Get that big giant goldfish out and eat it for dinner.
Do it.
It's reached the end of its life cycle. Okay, it started off as a carnival prize. Is now ending up as dinner.
The time has come, friends. The goldfish, which can grow to the size of a football, compete with native species for food and increase algae in lakes. They found 10 fish in Keller Lake earlier this month while doing a water quality survey. Just while doing a survey. On Monday, 18 additional fish were found. Some were 18 inches long and weighed 4 pounds.
These are big fish, man.
Yeah, they're sizable. Please don't release your pet goldfish into ponds and lakes, the city said in a tweet. They grow bigger than you think.
It's not the
They get
snack
so
that
big.
smiles back. It's a snack that attacks back.
That's right. Bites back,
It's
baby.
coming.
Yes, they contribute to poor water quality by mucking up the bottom with sediment and uprooting plants. They said that they've worked with
Isn't that
carp
all
solutions. Yeah, I guess so. But I guess goldfish, for whatever reason, specifically go after.
Probably because of the color of their skin.
It's definitely because of the gold. They're jealous. They're jealous of all of their wealth. And that's the reason why they want them out of the
Getting pinned for it because they're the only ones people can see down there. All the other fish are brown.
right, exactly. Well, the company company that they've hired to uses boat electrofishing to capture the fish. Wires electrify.
Stick a stun gun in the water.
Basically, wires electrify the water, and the stunned fish float to the surface to be netted and measured.
Wasn't
There you
that
go.
far off.
That's it. It's better than a grenade, though, I guess. In Burnsville, the fish were ultimately killed.
See some dumb guy throwing a bunch of 9-volts.
Yeah, exactly. This will do them eventually. I used to lick these things all the time.
Take this, you fucking giant goldfish. You aborted carnival prize.
I don't want to ever see you in this town today or ever again. I'll tell you what else we never thought we'd see again. An unopened copy of Nintendo's Super Mario 64.
Whoa.
Sold at auction. You want to guess for how much?
$20,000.
$1.56 million.
Holy shit.
Whoa, man.
Heritage Auctions in Dallas said the 1996 game sold Sunday, breaking its previous record set for the price of a single video game. The spokesman didn't immediately respond to the inquiry. Super Mario was the best-selling game, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to hear about all that.
We already know.
so
We
we
lived
already
it.
know. We lived that journey.
Buy a used copy for $40. What are you
Exactly.
doing, you fucking idiot?
Well,
It's like, I guess it's like this person. Well, it's two things.
Pretentious.
It's pretentious. It's pretentious. It is pretentious. But it's a pristine copy of like history essentially. But it's exactly to your point. It's pretension in which a person with so much money, they have way more money than anything else,
right,
and they're just ready to
more money than sense.
Fork over.
I could
That's right.
spend $1.5 million feeding and helping people, but how else am I going to buy Super Mario 64?
But
Obviously, and we're not going to
Mario.
play it either.
They didn't open it.
We're never going to play it. I'm just going to spend all this money and never do it.
Sit it on
It'll
the
remain
shelf.
Yeah, that's right.
sealed.
Right. Remain sealed so that it can sell at auction when I die somewhere.
You know what'd be really funny is if it didn't work. Like,
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, it was a defective copy.
I'm the kind of person that would open it though. If I were to buy something like that, I'd be like, all right, let's play it.
These figurines that I don't know if the video people, I don't think they can
I
see
don't think
them.
it picks up.
But
on that wall.
there's 3 King Diamond figurines and a Jesse Ventura. These are the only figurines that are in my possession that are not opened.
Yeah.
I am not somebody to keep things in the box.
It's cool to display them like that in some respects, but nah, man, it's like it's a product.
I bought it to enjoy it.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't need to keep it in
it's
good
just not a
condition.
I
process.
feel bad for those people that grew up like keeping all their shit in boxes. Like, what did you do?
They're all
Did you look at
millionaires
it?
now. That's
Just
I guess.
But
just
the
smile at all
restraint-
the money they're gonna have.
right. They must only have fun with money and not with Mario.
Right.
All the adventures that Mario didn't go on because somebody kept this box pristine.
They turned into the Super Money Brothers. So the in April, the auction house sold an unopened copy of Super Mario Brothers that was bought in 1986 and forgotten about in a desk drawer for $660,000.
Wow.
So if you got anything laying around, take it to your local auction
Check
house.
grandma's attics.
That's
Another lesson is buy 2 copies of a game. That way you can have one to play and then one you just forget about for 3 decades.
That's right.
Once something becomes a
all
cultural
good.
phenomenon, as soon as it does,
Mhm.
keep your eye on it. Grab yourself an unopened copy.
That's right.
Hang on to it. It's a great investment. For
Just
40
stick
years
it in
later.
a safe and forget it's there. That's what you got to do.
But remember the combination.
Remember the combo. You need that combo. Maybe carve a number in each one of the combos that you have, and also stick them in another box.
Don't eat them.
Don't eat those combos. It'll be real stale. Well, also, we're going to Dallas. Was that where we just were?
Nope.
No, we were in Minnesota.
All right.
No, actually afterwards, but
Whatever. We're in Dallas.
America.
Dallas.
It's not the same story, I promise. An unopened copy of Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda that was made in 1987 sold at auction for $870,000.
Wow.
Almost $1 million.
Yeah, almost
I
the.
would say that should have been worth more than Super Mario.
Well, it was a rare version that was created during a limited production run that took place during the few months in the late 1980s. In late 1987, The Legend of Zelda is a popular fantasy adventure game, which we already know. We already talked about that. Then they're referencing another copy of Super Mario Brothers that sold. So check your video games, folks, because if you got them hiding somewhere.
That's what I was saying the other week. I've been trying to replace some of the games that I lost, let people borrow, and like there's a Zelda game, I think it's called Twilight Princess, that wasn't even like that well received when it came out.
What do you mean you think it's called Twilight?
Well, I know it's called that.
I was going to say.
I'm just speaking poorly.
Yeah.
You should be used to that
For
by
a
now.
change. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to up my game.
Yeah, that's it.
But anyway, like there's used copies selling for like $100, $105, $120, $150.
Uh-huh.
I saw a pack of like 5 GameCube Zelda games
Uh-huh.
that was like ended up being like $500 after all the bids and stuff were in.
Jesus Christ.
Like, holy fuck, man.
Well,
Dude, does anything that's like got a few decades on it now, or even 1 decade at this
Mhm.
point,
mhm.
it's gone up and probably like 50% increase.
I'll tell you the one
like
that the one that upset me the most was like people sell like just the cases and the manuals and stuff
Right,
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
I saw somebody selling
Fine
the
print
case,
sharks.
the case and the manual for Twilight Princess for $60.
Jesus Christ.
That's what happens,
And
dude.
then right next to that was somebody selling the exact same thing for like 12.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
which one's going to get sold first and be the only other
It's
one
this
left?
trickery
That's the
bullshit.
thing.
I went on eBay to find. I was looking for a copy of the Berserk game for PS4,
Mhm.
but because the author of Berserk just died recently, they were trying to sell it on eBay for $900
Oh my
fucking
God.
Was it signed?
dollars, dude. And nothing.
No, just
because
so
that
happened.
dude was like
Well,
a
well, he-
legendarily reclusive.
He died, so they couldn't possibly put the game out again.
Right?
That's
How could
it.
they put that? And look,
Nobody owns it.
a month before that, this game was for like $4 in the bargain bin because
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
first of all, it was like 3 or 4 years old at this point, and it didn't even have great reviews.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like just because these people are trying to cash in on the rarity of the supposed rarity of something,
Yeah.
dude, they're just look.
It's opportunism.
Go in and try to trick people. Okay, that's what we're trying to say.
Trick them up.
Go trick
Trick
people
'em
on
up.
the internet.
I'll tell you who else got tricked on the internet. A Michigan man who made a striking discovery under his house when he went to demolish his back stairs and found 160 bowling balls under his porch.
What the fuck?
Worth $1.6
$6 billion.
We're like Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's no longer Weird News. It's Antiques Roadshow. David Olson, 33, said he found one ball buried in the sand behind a cinder block this month and thought it was very strange, trying to contemplate where it could have possibly come
The whole
from.
house was built on
Right,
bowling
yeah, exactly. This is bowling house. Bowling balls built.
This is a house of bowling
That's
balls.
right. And he continued to find a few more over the following days. I was actually a little happy because it's a little easier to roll the bowling balls out of the way than to move the sand. And I figured out that what most likely happened was they had to put in sand, but didn't want to buy enough, so they used bowling balls as filler.
I guess it's cheaper to use bowling balls.
But maybe they had access to some. He
Maybe
contacted
there's
the
a
maker of
sand
the
shortage.
balls, Brunswick Bowling Products, which had a plant in the 1950s. And if former employees contacted him, told him the workers used to take scrapped bowling balls and use them as an alternative to gravel or sand.
Wow.
How about that shit? I never
That's
even
some
knew that.
I
ingenuity
didn't know
right
they
there.
scrap bowling balls.
Yep, apparently they do.
One too many times down the
So-
lane.
Yeah. from
That's
all
what'll
those-
happen when I'm dead.
All those
Yeah,
back alley
right.
gravel leagues.
That's right, exactly right. Yeah, you get that roll.
I'm a backyard bowler.
I'm a backyard bowler. It's called bocce.
Set up at set up 10 of anything you want, and I'm knocking the fuck down.
That's
with
right.
these
It ain't going to
balls.
stand up for more than 5 minutes.
Heard a duck pin. All I play is fuck pin.
That's right. I put that. I have a little sling. I strapped to my belt, and I just thrust it right down the lane. It's great. Well, I'll tell you who else had to do a little thrusting. An Ohio State trooper successfully performed the Heimlich maneuver after a man allegedly attempted to swallow an entire bag of cannabis when he was pulled over for speeding. Ray Santiago said the traffic stop occurred July 3rd in Portage County. He conducted the traffic stop when the vehicle was allegedly traveling 94 miles per hour in a 70. This person must not have been on weed. They were probably. Yeah, that's definitely not what happens. Dash camera video posted by the Ohio State Police said the Hoskins asked the driver if he could breathe before helping him out of the car and performing the Heimlich. The man expelled the bag of marijuana, apologized to the officer. Sorry.
Wait, so he tried to swallow the whole bag?
Yeah, a whole bag.
I thought when you said originally, I thought he just tried to swallow like the flour.
Right, that's what I thought too.
But the whole plastic bag.
It's the whole thing.
He was trying to become a mule.
He was definitely on something else.
Part and parcel. The man received citations for speeding and failing to
He's
wear
one
a
of those
seatbelt.
guys that would come home and before his parents could read his report card, he'd eat it.
Yeah, right. I don't know if the teachers just said they were hungry and they got some grease on it and it smelled so good they couldn't help.
My teacher ate my report card.
My teacher ate my homework. Yeah, that was the worst part of it. The man also received a summons for marijuana and was released at the scene. That's how they do it, apparently.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so
it's kind of you are kind of in a rock and a hard place because what are you going to do with the weed? You got a whole bag of it. I mean, it's not a completely dumb idea to try to eat it.
Right, exactly.
It's a mostly
right.
dumb idea though.
But you should
could just act cool and put it somewhere.
Just
nobody's
relax,
going to really notice it's there.
Yeah.
I don't know, stick it in a little panel
Although
in your car or
I
something.
guess if this guy's panicking so hard, he's going to try to swallow a plastic bag with shit in it.
Right, exactly.
He's probably not good at interacting with people.
He's not a great improv guy when it comes to difficult. Exactly right. Not of Chris caliber or anything like that. Well, I'll tell you who else is going to get shot out of a cannon. All of us. And so I guess we'll see you next time on another episode of the Kickstart with Matt
and Chris.
And we'll see you later.
Goodbye.
That's all she wrote, folks.
Goodbye. It's Angela Lansbury.
See ya.
Goodbye. I see. I almost started singing.
I know. That's what I was trying to get you to.
Tale as old as time. Tune as old as song.
This never went into the vault for Matt.
What?
It never went into the vault for
No,
you.
I sing it every day. Yeah, that's sweet and strange. Finding you can change. Learning you were wrong. All right, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
That's all you get. The rest of the song's going to
gotta
cost
pay
you
for extra
99 cents on the iTunes
fans.
store.
Oh, I mean,
Or the Patreon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No Patreon. No, wait. No iTunes is only on Patreon. Only access is on Patreon. I don't have the link to share with you. I really need to save that somewhere here so I can have that available.
Patreon.com/Kickstart with Matt and Matt.
Look us up.
That's it.
Or is it the Kickstart with Matt?
I don't know, Chris. Try both. Try both.
Yeah, try both. Why am I trying both?
That's the whole point of this show. Try both. All right? That's right. Don't discriminate, appreciate. Have a good one, everybody.
Yes.
See ya.
We love you. Goodbye. All right, internet people, which is Juan and one other person, whoever you are. We thank you for being here.
But it's not Juan, it's Dose.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yep. So Dose isn't too bad, I guess. But yes, Juan, good
2 out of 3
have you along.
ain't bad.
That's right. That's what we
Two's the
say.
loneliest number since the number 1 now.
That's true.
This is what they say, except
just the two
of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Juan and I.
Juan and I. That's our show, basically.
That's exactly right. Yep. We are one consolidated amoeba.
We are one.
And Juan. We are one. That's right.
With the universe. I'm sorry, Juan. Next week, I promise, no more puns on your name.
He's lying. He's lying. lying.
I will not make a promise.
He's lying. All right.
We're stretching for content.
All right. We love you all. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you next time.
See you next week.